My name is Ted. I am work in product management at Kyron Learning, and I'm a former educator, former technology coordinator, focused a lot on what technologies do you use in the classrooms, how do you implement them, how do you integrate them, how do you train teachers, and also how do you use them to best support learning in the classroom. And now, working here at Kyron Learning. I want to start with a moment of gratitude. One, just for this beautiful setup, but also for you all being here, for taking time out of your day to think about how you can revolutionize online learning. I'm hoping that the 10 minutes that you spend here today will lead to hours saved between you and your learners as you continue to support them in the online space. So I want to talk about a twofold challenge that we've seen here at Kyron Learning. One is on the student success gap. We all know that in online learning, it is often really difficult for learners to engage with content. There's a lack of interaction and a lack of time. And honestly, there's a lot of students who are looking to access online content at suboptimal times for instructors and for curriculum designers and for support people. And what we've seen a lot of times too is that these learners are oftentimes looking for support at 11 p.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and no faculty or no teacher is available at that time to be at the beck and call of the student to be able to provide the support that they need. But we know that a lot of instructors do really want to provide that support. They would love to be there to sit down with the student and say, hey, let me walk you through this problem you're going through. Let me hold your hand through this and really coach you to be able to answer your questions and help you better understand and find success. The other thing that we've noticed is that content creation is a huge cost and burden. In order to create learning assets that are optimized for an online experience, in order to think of how you want to frame questions, the quality of the question, do the questions help build on each other, how do you progress in rigor with the student, how do you account for where the learner is coming from, all of that takes so much time and effort. And at the end of the day, you want to provide not just the best learning experience online for your learners, but you want to provide a learning experience for your learners that helps them build confidence towards being better supported and better prepared for their very next. So with that, I want to talk a little bit about the Kyron Learning solution. So here at Kyron Learning, we have built a platform to generate learning assets that are embedded with conversational interaction. And what do I mean by that? Basically, we think about a lot of online learning as having passive learning elements. So a lot of students sit there, they listen to the video, they watch the professor deliver the content, and a lot of times our students are coming with more questions than they started with. And by the end of the content, they have so many questions, they then have to wait until you get to either the next session with their instructors, or they have to wait for them to have answered something to get feedback that may not help them in the best way that suits their learning needs. And so our conversational interactivity, we not only generate content for you, we generate the student-facing runtime as well experience, so videos, images. We also generate the avatar delivery of the content to take a little bit of that burden off of your hands. But our conversational interactions, which is our bread and butter, is really an opportunity for students to engage in active learning during off hours. So when a student is up at 1 a.m. trying to figure out how to solve this problem, AI is there, and it is guardrailed by your feedback, by your direction to help the learner get to the learning that you want them to get to. And so it'll do the coaching, it'll provide the feedback, it'll provide the support and the scaffolding in order to help engage learner in deeper thinking and active learning principles so that they can come out of it more confident and better prepared for your class. So two sides there. I want to briefly talk about what we offer. So we currently offer two types of learning assets. We have what we call our learning modules that are paired with an assessment. Again, all generated content with the delivery of that content. And I want to spend a little bit of time today focusing on practice as a really accessible way that you all today can leave and get started right away with Kyron Learning and see the magic of conversational interactivity. And then coming soon, I wanted to prime, we are working on scenarios as well, as that has come up a lot for people. And how do you get people real life experience scenarios where they can take the skills they're learning and really apply that to the situations that they're gonna see in their next. And so our content creation, we go through 4 stages. Number 1 is we generate. We try to make this as simple as possible. We know that you all know your learning audiences best, so we ask for you to help us understand who is that audience. Tell us about that audience, and what are the learning objectives that you are trying to get your students to. Based on that, when it comes to practice, we then generate the entire content for that. And so right out of the box, you'll see we'll have some slides, we'll have an avatar. You'll see that I am one of our avatars. You can have me deliver your content for you. And you have the ability to then customize that content. You don't like our question, swap it out. You want to change our question a little bit to better fit your learners' needs, adjust the text, change that up. You want the lecture text to be your own video, you have your own content, insert that where you want it. And so we allow for you as the instructor and learning experience designer to go and fully customize that content so it meets your students' needs better. Next, deploy. We are not an LMS. We know that you all operate in LMSs. We know that your learners are very comfortable with LMSs. We want our experience to live in that experience. We don't want your learners to have to come to yet another place and do all of that. We want them to be as comfortable, and we want it to be as seamless. And so we have export options via SCORM, LTI, Google Classroom, direct links, so that you can embed that, our experience, into your experience. And lastly, when your learners engage with it, this is just a quick little interaction. So our conversational interaction here, you can see a question's been asked, a student has responded, honestly, I'm not sure where to start for this, and the AI is now responding, tailoring their response to what the learner has said. And then the last one is analyze. We take all of the conversations and interactions that your learners have gone through, and we analyze all of it to give back insights based on key misconceptions and target areas that your learners may be struggling with, so that you can go and support them in their next. So you may find that 20 of my learners are struggling with X. I may want to pause what I'm doing next week and focus a little bit on X. Or I have an entire section that's really struggling with these topics. I may need to build more support content into my course to better support learners there. This is just to name some of the partners that we've been very fortunate to be able to work with, some of our greatest customers who have built a lot of content with us, who are today actively changing the way that online learning exists. I would invite all of you to think about how can you think about the future of online learning, and how can you think about it as active learning, and how can you bring conversation into that experience for your learners. I do want to pause for a second. I want to go and play this video actually. This is a new video for us that kind of, it takes a culmination of a lot of the current content today that is in front of learners, and just builds a quick 30-second frame for that. And I wanted to play this for you all.
Craft a thesis statement that is debatable, specific, and can guide a well-structured essay. For example, researchers track the order of stopovers along a migration route and might need to shuffle that list for simulations.
That's completely okay. Crafting a thesis statement can seem daunting at first.
To get you started, here are some definitions I pulled from the Python docs for your reference.
Okay, you're thinking about using random functions for the tasks. Random.random gives us a float between 0.0 and 1.
So just as a quick taste, you can see the magic of the conversation. And what we've noticed is learners, they don't have to come with the exact answer. They don't have to come with all the answer. At 11 p.m., 1 a.m., they can come with where they are in their understanding, and we can then provide the right support for them to help them grow their understanding, to find more success and confidence in the classroom. 2 things that I would love for you all to take away, if there's anything that you take away here. 1, our booth is over yonder at C12. We'd love to have a conversation with you. We would love to talk about how we can empower you all to bring more active learning into your online experience. And then 2, tomorrow at 12 o'clock, we have a hands-on workshop with one of our partners, WGU, Western Governors University, to build learning assets with you. So by the end of that workshop, you will have a learning asset that next week you can go and deliver to your students and really evaluate for yourself, is conversational active interactivity right for me? So please, we'd love to meet you. We'd love to chat. Thank you all again so much for being here.